Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. In what could be seen as a major course correction just ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, BJP has changed its chief minister in Haryana. Manohar Lal Khattar has been replaced by Nayab Singh Saini, who is a backward leader, of course, clearly with an eye to woo about 44% of the backward and the Dalit population in the state. Also, BJP has split its ties with Dushyant Chautala's party, that is Jananayak Janata Party, with an aim to split the Jat voters. Now, how will this strategy really help BJP? Will it help the party to reclaim all the 10 Lok Sabha seats which it had won in 2019? And also, how will this move impact Congress in the state? And one must not forget that also the Vidhan Sabha elections are scheduled for sometimes in October and November in 2024. So we'll discuss all of this. Joining me now is Puneet Nicholas Yadav, who is the senior editor with The Federal. Thank you, Puneet, so much for joining. We have Anil Tyagi, who's the editor-in-chief of G-Files, a senior journalist and political commentator as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Tyagi. And we have Mr. Dinesh Vora, who's a political commentator and a very senior journalist. And he also has a YouTube channel called News Times. So thank you so much for joining. And I'll begin with Anil Tyagi. Mr. Tyagi, how would you really see this move by the BJP of changing its chief minister at the 11th hour? Is it to counter or arrest the anti-incumbency against Manohar Lal Khattar, or is there some other plan of the BJP which is in sight?
There is one plan, apparently, if you see, how to win Haryana's 10 Lok Sabha seats. And for that, one has to act according to the script. If the chief minister of the designated chief minister is not delivering to the expectations of the people, then what to do with it? Then you have to change the faces of the leadership. And they were getting the feedback from the ground zero that there is an incumbency atmosphere and anger against the present incumbent, Manohar Lal Khattar. So can you believe it? Day before yesterday, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was inaugurating the Dwarka Expressway, he expressed that we were the motorcycle mate. We used to travel together, and we used to see the potholes on the roads, and then we used to dream that the roads will be very good in the Haryana. That was the scenario, and the very next day, the 5:30 a.m., the Raj Bhavan was decked up, the chairs were laid down, and the information kept flowing that might be a change in the government. But there is one difference here, and what I am getting the feedback from the Chandigarh, that the Nayab Singh Saini, though must have been changed as a face of the state leadership, but the de facto chief minister will be Manohar Lal Khattar from the background and from the back scene. He will be driving the growth engine or the administrative engine of the state. That is the one thing. And second thing is that you can ask any question that I have replied to you. Naturally, there was an incumbency factor in the state, and there was no option like Gujarat, like Chhattisgarh, like other states which they have done and they have experimented this. And though they are saying that we are giving you the youth leadership in the state, youth leadership is a 54-year-old, so there is no youth and there is no old in the state right now. And Nayab Singh Saini is not very effective. He may be effective in the future, but nobody knows about it. But till now, he was not that much influential leader. He was just a supporting hand to Manohar Lal Khattar, and he was little bit a proxy in the state politics as the political outfit is concerned, basically like the party organization. That's why he was being appointed as the president of the state BJP. So that is it.
Right. All right. Javed Ansari, senior journalist and editor, has also joined us. Thank you so much, Javed, sir. I'll come to Puneet now, and then I'll come to you. Well, now, the split which has happened between Dushyant Chautala's party and the BJP, many people are saying, Puneet, that this was a pre-scripted thing. It was a pre-decided thing so that, the Jat votes of Congress can be breached. Now, how far is that story really believable? How much do we believe that because there has been talk that this relationship or this alliance won't last long. We've been hearing this for last 1.5 years almost, and now that the split has happened, now does this look like a pre-scripted thing? Is it a tacit understanding between the BJP and the JJP to deliberately do that?
Neelu, I'm no one to comment on whether this was indeed pre-scripted or not. That's between the leaders of the BJP and the JJP. If at all there was an understanding of to this effect. But yes, certainly these allegations, these speculations have come in. You had Mr. Dipinder Singh Hooda and Mr. Bhupinder Hooda both, addressing the press yesterday, and both of them saying this. In fact, Dipinder had been raising this issue in his rallies across Haryana for quite some time now, that closer to the elections, this alliance is going to break, and the only intention is to cause a split in the Jat vote to damage the Congress. Now, whether this was scripted or not, I do not know. But certainly, in terms of the impact that the split will have, and with the JJP now not going to contest in an alliance with the BJP, which means that they'll basically be putting up more candidates, and being predominantly a Jat party, you can expect them to make a dent in the Jat vote bank of the Congress, which the Congress had been hoping to consolidate. So that certainly should be a cause of worry for the Congress party. How it eventually plays out, because of course, even the JJP and its leadership will have a lot to answer for when it comes to the voters, and even the Jat voters in Haryana, because they were part of the alliance, of the ruling alliance, for a better part of the government's tenure, and a period which saw massive protests by farmers, which is a key vote bank of the JJP, huge protests by the Jat community, whether it was with regard to the wrestlers, whether it was with regard to the farmers. And there again, that's a key vote bank of the JJP. And so for 4.5 years, you've been in alliance with a party that is being accused of these excesses and atrocities. And you continue to justify your alliance. Now you may go and tell the people that, no, we were trying to find a solution while being in alliance. But how much that really works on the ground, I'm not very sure.
Right. All right. So I think you're right that JJP will have to do a lot of answering on the ground. But Mr. Ansari, if I may come to you, would you call this move by the BJP some kind of a deft political maneuvering just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, also keeping an eye on the Vidhan Sabha elections? And are we in a position to say that Congress is actually caught off guard in a way? Because Congress was thinking that apparently they can capitalize on the anti-incumbency, but with this move of BJP, they are really flustered. They do not know what to do now in Haryana.
No, I don't think that's a very accurate assessment, because there's little that the Congress could have done if these two parties didn't want to coexist together. There is no way the Congress could have ensured that they stay together. What the Congress could ensure, and in my view, has ensured to a very large degree, is the fact that it has appeared as the principal opponent of as a counterweight to Mr. Khattar. They are seen as the face of the main opposition. They've relentlessly, and Haryana is one place where the Congress has been very active. So they've relentlessly, consistently opposed this government. There's been a public outreach program. Almost every district they've covered already, even before the election has been announced. The Hoodas have been to almost every district, most of the seats that have been covered, and the Congress should continue doing that. And because these last-minute experiments, attempts at skullduggery don't often pay off. We've seen a lot of political parties change chief ministers at the 11th hour. I mean, even if you change it within a year, I mean, with a year to go for the elections, it hasn't always paid off. So there's nothing to say that because by all accounts, Mr. Khattar had outlived his welcome. I mean, the fact that the BJP came to power is because they managed to build this anti-Jat coalition in Haryana. Now,
Yes.
for after 10 years in power, and this farmers' agitation and so many deaths and all that is going on, the BJP finds itself hard-pressed. And the only way the BJP top brass has realized, one credit I will give them, that they've realized that Mr. Khattar was a no-go, and therefore they've sought to make amends, have to apply correctives by removing him. This is an audacious gamble. I don't know if it will pay off.
Right. But you were saying that in a way, Qatar has paid the price for the anger from the youths, the farmers, the wrestlers. All these issues have been cropping up. Mr. Vora, I'll come to you now. So would you say that BJP in a way has punished Manohar Lal Khattar for being a non-performing chief minister, given the fact that just a day before, during the inauguration of the Dwarka Expressway, that story which Mr. Tyagi cited, and Narendra Modi did mention that, we were like almost like buddies. We used to go on a bike and traveling from Rohtak to different places in Haryana. And just a day later, he has to submit his resignation. There are also reports that he might get to contest the Lok Sabha elections from Karnal, which is his constituency. So how would one see this? Has he really been punished, or apparently he's slated to get a bigger or a newer assignment?
Niluji, whenever Mr. Modi appreciates somebody, it means their dangers are lying ahead. So Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar now has faced it. As far as the Haryana situation is concerned, there had been significant erosion in the popularity of the Khattar government after the atrocities on the farmers, at least. And palpable anger in the farmers community, I think it could be seen. And BJP, who thought that they have catered to the non-Jat community pretty well and they can depend on that one, but slowly even the support base from that part of the, you can say, BJP support base, that was also being going away. And I think that caused a major problem as far as the change of the guard is concerned. I personally believe that JJP was used, and JJP also lost its significance as well as support base in the Jat community. But I personally believe that BJP is too late in taking out these things actually. Had they done it maybe 6 months back, 8 months back, then things would have been different. But there is no time left right now. And the Gujarat model, which has been
You were saying that they might not be able to reap productive results for Lok Sabha elections at least.
That's true. That's true. Not even this one, even in the Vidhan Sabha elections, because they are trying to now, I think, put the Vidhan Sabha elections along with the Lok Sabha elections. And I personally believe that they are on the losing ground right now. But main question is, can Congress reap the dividends? Can Congress take the things into hand and put a narrative which can put them into the victory pedestal? That is a major test of the Congress here, whether they have the base, whether they have the will, whether they have the so-called confidence in their cadres and other things. Bhupinder Hooda is there, other senior pros are also there. But I think BJP has tried for a damage control at the last minute. It's more like calling the fire brigade to put the fire off actually. JJP's problem is huge, and I don't think JJP is going to flourish in these elections. They are also going to have a significant erosion in their vote bank, Jat vote bank. And that's the major worry for JJP also, because at the time when farmers protest were there, even the wrestlers protest was there, JJP was nowhere actually supporting them. And there had also been the anger in the BJP against the so-called Mr. Khattar actually. But so far, I think whatever has happened right now, I don't think it will go in favor of BJP. There is a danger for BJP to lose substantial number of seats as far as Lok Sabha is concerned in this election. And BJP, actually what we call in the Hindi sometimes the Khattar Patter. The Khattar Patter means Khattar name is coming. So this Khattar Patter is happening in every state right now. BJP is feeling the heat, even Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, Maharashtra, Bengal, Bihar. So how to overcome the losses which may incur in these states? Actually, nowhere to go. How to retrieve the lost ground is a major challenge for, as far as Mr. Modi is concerned. But I think in Haryana, the dream of the 10 seats being retained again, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's lost. Substantial chunk will go away.
Okay, okay. Mr. Tyagi, I want to discuss some caste combinations now. Nayab Singh Saini is a backward leader, backward caste leader. Then Ashok Tawar, who had joined BJP from Congress, he's also seen as a Dalit leader. Now, so is that a combination which BJP is looking at in the state now by replacing Khattar? A combination of somebody like Ashok Tawar and Nayab Singh Saini, can they really woo the major backward and the Dalit population, which is almost like 44% in the state?
No, Dalit population is all right, but Sainis are only 3%, And
I'm saying a
the
combination. What
the
Ashok Thakur
combination and
along with Saini.
Ashok Tawar is only restricted to the one constituency that is called Sirsa. And
Okay.
beyond Sirsa, he does not have any impact. And whether he will get the ticket or not, that is also not seen. And Ashok Tawar is not a Punjabi. He won the election because of the many the Chotala family support last time. The Chotala family internally supported the Ashok Tawar, so he won because there is 7.5 lakh the Dalit votes there in the Sirsa constituency, and there are 4 lakh 6 out of that. So that is a basically a very tricky constituency if you talk about the Ashok Tawar constituency. But come to the logically the Dalit politics or the OBC politics in Haryana. Haryana is not that kind of a state which is impacted by the Dalit and OBC politics. Basically, it is divided between cities and urban rural areas. And the BJP is the party of the GT Road party. It starts from Ambala and finishes at Faridabad and part. And both the sides of the GT Road, there is a rural belt and they do not have any impact. And virtually the BJP has damaged in the last 10 years. They have vertically divided the state between the rural and the urban. And second thing they have done is the Jats and the non-Jats vertical divide is there. Farmer and the non-farmer divide is there. And Agniveer has impacted the Haryana the most, which they have to face the crisis. And the Parivar Pehchan Patra, which is a triple P, I calls the Pakistan's People's Party there in the state, which is damaging them like anything. And second thing, Noon, Firozpur, Jhirka, and Badshahpur, 3 constituencies of Gurugram, which is a south constituency, which they had the good impact. They have lost in the last riots. They are not going to come back with them. See, scenario is very precarious in this Haryana. Now they are shifting to in Rohtak Arvind Sharma to that film actor Huda, and then now they are bringing Manohar Lal Khattar to Karnal. Now they have to choose from even the Kurukshetra, the candidate. Congress party and AAP alliance is there. So things are changing. People have the anger. Whether that anger will be cultivated by the Congress party or not, that is to be seen. But people are in Haryana, people vote to defeat the people, not to make win the people. That is the trend. वहां बोलते हैं कि अब केस की गोभी खोद देंगे हम हरियाणा में नहीं नहीं हिंदी. So that is the situation in Haryana. Haryana is a very very peculiar state, and Haryana is almost a extended capital of the India, and 2/3 of NCR is up to Bhiwani. Can you believe it? NCR is up to mid Hisar. NCR is up to the end of the Panipat. So it's a huge conglomeration of the urban population, and the affluence on the compensated money of the agriculture land is there. People are much aware, much agitated. They want the share in the political capital. So that is there. This state is not in isolation that you talk about Odisha or Jharkhand
Right.
or Tamil Nadu. This
Right.
is in the vicinity and the heart of the capital,
Right.
and people want their share. And
Right.
if you change the Nayab Singh Saini type of the leader, can you believe it? What is unfortunate in Haryana? The BJP is not able to establish a leader which is acceptable across the state in last 10 years. Even the Khattar is not acceptable.
Right.
That is the crisis.
Oh, there are strong
Whereas
reports
Congress
that
has the Bhupinder Singh Hooda as the acceptable leader in all 22, 23 districts.
right. So that could be one big asset of the Congress. And there are reports that there was a strong disconnect between the party cadres and Manohar Lal Khattar. He never used to listen. There are all sorts of stories on that. But Puneet, let me come to you now. With this move, now will BJP be able to arrest the Jat anger? Because Jats were supposedly very angry with BJP. Now, if JJP has split its ties with BJP, whether it is under a tacit understanding or not, that's a separate thing altogether. But will BJP will be able to address the Jat anger? Will it be able to address the Jat voters?
I don't think that they'll be able to arrest the Jat anger, or because the issue of anger among the Jats against the BJP is not something that happened, over some trivial issue, which could have been addressed overnight by a change of guard.
Right.
It was not a request by the community to change the chief minister.
Mhm.
The issues of the
Right.
Jat community were much larger and
Asad.
and multifaceted in a way, because
मैं कहता हूँ आपको एक
whether
live
it
show में
was with
हूँ.
regard to
Let me finish
farmers,
my
whether
point.
it was with regard to the women, whether it was with regard to the wrestlers, it manifested in various ways. So to imagine or assume that just because one chief minister has been changed and an alliance has been broken, the party is going to suddenly win over the Jats. I don't think that is going to happen. And as Anilji was saying, I mean, fine, you've got a towering leader like Modi, who the BJP, banks on to sort of tide over any kind of, state level, ground level problems. But where is your leadership in the state? Who is that one leader from Haryana, in the BJP that, as Anilji said, is acceptable to the state? Forget the state. Do you even have leaders, who've been allowed to be built as leaders in the state to address various communities? I mean, is there a Jat leader in the BJP in Haryana who is acceptable to the Jat community today? So it's a whole range of issues that the BJP has to deal with, and I don't think just changing the chief minister is going to help.
Right. All right. But so we do not know whether this strategy with BJP is going to work or not. But Javedji, what about the Congress House? Congress also seems to have many camps. There's a Shelja Kumari, there's a Bhupinder Hooda, then there's several other leaders. Will they be able to put up a united face, coming as it does because of this particular strategy of BJP? Dipender Hooda yesterday had been quoting his 23rd of December speech, where he already had said that, look, this is what I had predicted on 23rd December, that JJP and BJP will deliberately split so that, they can breach the Jat voters of the Jat votes of Congress. So is Congress really on the back foot right now? You'll have to unmute you'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
I don't see how Congress is on the back foot because the BJP and the JJP alliance has come unstuck. I don't think so. As far as your other question is concerned, well, that's a test for the political management of the Congress party's leadership. Yes, there are issues between Shelja, Surjewala, Kiran Chaudhary on one side and Hooda. The charge against Hooda is that, he not only wants to be numero uno, he wants everybody else to be number 10. The only person who's allowed to come within first 10 after him is his son. So that's a charge. But I do believe that, this is a situation as things are poised in Haryana, this is an election for the Congress party to lose. They can only defeat themselves. The BJP won't be able to defeat the Congress. It's the Congress and fighting, and therefore, it's as much a test for Mr. Huda as for the political sagacity and political management of the Congress leadership. If they can bring these factions
Right.
together, and I do believe that power is the strongest adhesive. What is the option? Assuming that they decide not to join hands with Huda, then what is the option? Will they watch from the sidelines? Whereas, Huda, whether you like him or not, Huda has managed to project himself and position himself as the face of the opposition.
That's right.
In Haryana, and that's the ground reality. Some adjustments will have to be made, and I'm sure the Congress leadership must be already working on it.
Right. Okay, so I'm coming for the concluding comments to you, Mr. Vora. So Haryana, does it look like a difficult ball game altogether for both BJP and Congress? It's not going to be easy for BJP, neither is it going to be very easy for Congress as well. Challenges for both parties then.
I do agree with you, but what Anil Tyagiji said, that Haryana is not going to vote on the caste lines. It's going to vote on the lines of, say, urban and semi-urban, or rather urban and the rural areas, Jat and non-Jats. And also the OBC factor and so-called Dalit factor, like you talked about the Ashok Tamar also. I don't think they are going to cut the ice in that way. And the anger which is right now here, not just in the Jat community, but also in some of the urban communities against how Mr. Khattar has treated the farmers and how atrocities have been done to them. I think I can say the BJP is on back foot here. And what Javed Saab has also said, I do agree with him. But a lot will depend on the management of the Congress itself. I still feel that, like in Maharashtra, they never had a Maratha face, BJP. Here, they don't have that Jat face. Bhupinder Singh Huda might be from 1 to 10, but still he wields the influence all over Haryana, whereas Surjewala, Kiran Chaudhary, or other people, they have got limited influence in their areas. I still feel that Bhupa is the winning factor, Bhupinder Huda is the winning factor, and Congress must rely on him. Other people may assure you wrongly, but Congress has a pretty good chance here, not just to snatch very good number of seats in Haryana and Lok Sabha. Rather, if the Vidhan Sabha elections also held together, as BJP is trying to reap the dividends, actually, the popularity of the Modi. But I don't think situation is slipping out of hand. I personally believe things are not so rosy. It's one of the most difficult elections BJP is going to face in any of the states, at least in the Hindi party. And if Haryana slips, take my words, it will slip in other states also.
Okay, if Haryana slips, then it might slip in other states. But one quick question, Mr. Tyagi, and then I'll close the program. What about the possibility of the Vidhan Sabha elections and the Lok Sabha elections being held together? Could that be a possibility, which people are thinking about?
No, there is just hold on. I have to unmute my mic. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. No, there is no possibility of the simultaneous elections in Haryana. Because Modi, you must understand the mindset of the Modi. Modi will not allow his game to be spoiled by the inactiveness or incumbency factor of others. So there is still a Tina factor in the state. Against Modi, who? That is a question. So he will not spoil, and he will not merge both the issues. So he will not dissolve the assembly. And assembly, if they dissolve right now, the all 10 seats will go, and the assembly will also go from out of the hands of the BJP.
Okay.
That is the situation.
Okay. So we'll have to wait and see how things unfold in Haryana. But this is a major course correction which BJP has made. But will it yield results? Can it help BJP reclaim all the 10 Lok Sabha seats as what its performance was in 2019? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much, Javed Ansari, Anil Tyagi, Dinesh Voraji. Puneet, thank you so much for joining. And an appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.
Subscribe to The Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.